A foggy mind is like a cluttered room, where somewhere within lies something valuable, but it's buried beneath the chaos. In today's digital age, information is everywhere, but attention is scarce. Thinking clearly isn't just a skill anymore, it's a superpower. The good news? The Stoics, masters of navigating life's distractions, have already walked this path through the labyrinth of thoughts, distractions, and emotions to offer us 6 transformative lessons on how to think with crystal clarity. If you're tired of feeling lost in your own thoughts or overwhelmed by the world's relentless noise, this is for you. You've landed in the right place if you're ready to challenge the mental clutter and reclaim control over your mind. So, hit that notification bell and subscribe, because together, we're not just going to pass through life. We're going to understand it, shape it, and thrive in it. This journey is about mastering the art of clear thinking, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way. But before we dive in, I have a challenge for you. Watch this until the end. Prove to yourself that you're truly committed to clarity, growth, and unlocking your full potential. Do you accept the challenge? If so, let's begin. 1. Embrace stillness. Embrace stillness is about discovering the profound power hidden in moments of silence, in the calm that lies beneath the surface of our hectic lives. In a world where the noise never stops, where notifications, demands, and distractions constantly pull at our attention, the idea of stillness might seem almost alien, like a forgotten relic from another time. Yet, it is in this very stillness that we can find the key to thinking clearly, to uncovering the deeper layers of our consciousness. Imagine your mind as a vast, stormy sea, with waves crashing and winds howling. The surface is chaotic, and it's easy to get lost in the turbulence. But deep below, far beneath the turmoil, the water is calm and undisturbed. This is where clarity resides. Stillness is your descent into that quiet depth, where you can escape the storm and see things as they truly are, without distortion. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who led armies and governed an empire, found his most profound sanctuary not in palaces or on the battlefield, but in the quiet recesses of his own mind. He famously said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This wasn't just poetic musings, it was his survival strategy in the chaos of ruling an empire. He discovered that the true battlefield wasn't out there in the world, but within himself, in his ability to maintain calm and focus amidst the storm. But what does this mean for you? In today's world, stillness doesn't require a retreat to a remote monastery or hours of meditation. It's about carving out moments, however small, where you pause, breathe, and reconnect with your inner self. This could be as simple as sitting in silence with your morning coffee, turning off your phone for a few minutes, or just taking a deep breath before responding to a stressful situation. These moments of stillness allow you to step back from the noise, to hear your own thoughts clearly, and to distinguish your true priorities from the clutter of everyday distractions. Stillness is not about inactivity or laziness. It's a deliberate, active practice of quieting the external noise to tune into the internal signals. It's in these moments that you can reflect, make sense of your emotions, and prepare yourself to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and grace. It's where the storm subsides, and the fog clears, revealing the path ahead with crystal clarity. In embracing stillness, you reclaim control over your mind and your life. You become the calm within the storm, the eye of the hurricane, unshaken by the chaos around you. It's a superpower, a secret weapon in a world that constantly tries to pull you away from yourself. So, take a moment to pause, to breathe, to be still. In that stillness, you might just find the clarity you've been seeking all along. 2. Question assumptions. Question assumptions is about daring to step into the unknown, to challenge the invisible scripts that silently dictate our lives. It's an invitation to become the detective of your own mind, uncovering the hidden beliefs that shape your reality, often without you even realizing it. These assumptions are like the unseen strings of a marionette, subtly pulling you in directions you've never consciously chosen, leading you to make decisions based on illusions rather than truths. Imagine walking through a dense fog where everything is familiar but nothing is clear. You're certain of the path because you've walked it 1,000 times. But how often do you pause to question if that path is the right one? This fog represents your assumptions, comfortable, well-trodden, but potentially misleading. To question them is to become the explorer of this fog, to shine a light into its depths and see what lies beyond the familiar. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once remarked, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." This profound insight points to the fact that much of our suffering comes not from the events themselves, but from our assumptions about those events. We assume danger where there is none, failure where success is possible, and obstacles where the path might be clear. These assumptions are the ghosts in our mental fog, haunting us with fears and limitations that may not even exist. But what if you started to question these assumptions? What if, instead of accepting them as truths, you began to view them as hypotheses, ideas to be tested rather than facts to be followed? This act of questioning transforms you from a passive participant in your life into an active investigator. You start to see your beliefs not as unchangeable truths but as flexible, moldable constructs that can be reshaped or even discarded if they no longer serve you. Imagine the freedom that comes with this mindset. Suddenly, the barriers that once seemed insurmountable begin to crumble. The fears that once held you back start to lose their grip. You realize that many of the limitations you believed in were never really there. They were simply figments of your imagination, assumptions that you accepted without question. Questioning your assumptions is not about being cynical or doubting everything you know. It's about cultivating a sense of curiosity and openness to the world. It's about asking, "Why do I believe this?" And, "Is this belief helping or hindering me?" It's about seeking out new perspectives, listening to voices different from your own, and being willing to change your mind when new evidence presents itself. This practice requires courage because it often means confronting uncomfortable truths or admitting that you were wrong. But in this confrontation lies growth. By questioning your assumptions, you strip away the fog, allowing you to see the world with fresh eyes. You become the master of your own mind, unshackled from the invisible chains that once bound you. In the end, questioning assumptions is about reclaiming your mental freedom. It's about living a life guided not by fear or habit, but by clarity and wisdom. It's about becoming the architect of your own beliefs, building a mindset that is resilient, adaptable, and open to the ever-changing landscape of reality. So dare to question, to probe, to explore. In doing so, you'll discover a world of possibilities that you never knew existed. 3. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you can control is the Stoic art of channeling your energy like a laser, cutting through the chaos of life to target only what truly matters. It's about mastering the delicate dance between fate and free will, where you learn to let go of what lies beyond your reach while taking full command of what's within your grasp. This approach transforms you from a passive participant in life's unpredictable drama into a proactive creator of your own destiny. Picture life as a vast, unpredictable ocean. There are storms you can't prevent, tides you can't control, and waves that will crash over you regardless of your efforts. These represent the countless external factors, other people's actions, the weather, global events, that are beyond your control. If you spend your energy trying to tame the ocean, you'll find yourself exhausted, frustrated, and ultimately powerless. But there's a secret to navigating this ocean: your ship. Your ship is your mind, your actions, and your attitudes. While you can't control the wind or the waves, you can adjust your sails, strengthen your ship, and choose your course. This is where your true power lies, in how you respond to what life throws at you, in the decisions you make, and in the attitude you maintain, no matter what storms rage around you. Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, famously said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This was not just an idea for him, it was a survival strategy, a way to find peace and purpose in a life that could have easily been dominated by bitterness and resentment. He realized that while the world around him was beyond his control, his inner world, his thoughts, his actions, his values, was his to govern completely. Imagine the liberation that comes with this mindset. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the infinite variables of life, you narrow your focus to the things you can actually influence. You stop wasting energy on what might happen, or what others might think, and instead pour your efforts into what you can do, right here, right now. This shift in focus transforms you from a victim of circumstance into a person of action, someone who shapes their own reality. This doesn't mean ignoring the world around you or pretending that external events don't affect you. It's about recognizing the boundaries of your influence and focusing your efforts where they'll have the most impact. It's about understanding that while you can't control what happens to you, you have complete control over how you respond to it. This is where true power lies, not in bending the world to your will, but in mastering your own mind. When you focus on what you can control, you start to see challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities to exercise your strength, creativity, and resilience. You stop being paralyzed by fear of the unknown and instead take bold steps forward, knowing that whatever comes your way, you have the power to respond with courage and clarity. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom, to live fully, not by trying to control the uncontrollable, but by mastering what is within your control. So, next time you feel overwhelmed by life's unpredictability, remember your ship. Focus on adjusting your sails, strengthening your hull, and steering your course. Let the storms rage. They cannot touch the calm and control you hold within. By focusing on what you can control, you harness the power to navigate through life's challenges with grace, purpose, and unshakable clarity. 4. Seek simplicity. Seek simplicity is the Stoic pursuit of clarity through the art of decluttering your life, both mentally and materially, so that only the most essential remains. It's about distilling the chaos of the modern world into its purest form, where the noise fades and the true meaning and purpose, becomes crystal clear. In an era where more is often mistaken for better, simplicity is not just a choice, it's a rebellion against the tyranny of excess. Imagine your life as a beautifully crafted garden. Over time, however, weeds of unnecessary distractions, obligations, and material clutter start to take root, threatening to choke the life out of the vibrant flowers and plants that represent your true priorities. These weeds are the countless tasks, items, and thoughts that, while seemingly harmless on their own, collectively overwhelm your mind and your spirit. Seeking simplicity is your commitment to becoming the diligent gardener of your life, pulling out these weeds to allow your garden to flourish. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor who had access to all the luxuries the world could offer, once wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Despite his immense power and wealth, he understood that true contentment isn't found in accumulation, but in the ability to strip life down to its most essential elements. For Marcus, simplicity wasn't a deprivation, it was an enrichment, a way to focus on what truly mattered amidst the distractions of an imperial court. But how do we seek simplicity in a world that seems to celebrate the complex, the extravagant, and the overburdened? It begins with a shift in mindset, a conscious decision to prioritize quality over quantity. In the realm of physical possessions, it's about choosing fewer, better things that add real value to your life, and letting go of the excess that clutters your space and your mind. It's the difference between a wardrobe packed with clothes you never wear and a few pieces that you love and use regularly, each one carefully chosen and appreciated. In your mental life, seeking simplicity means cutting through the noise to focus on what's truly important. It's about decluttering your thoughts, honing in on your core values, and eliminating the mental distractions that keep you from thinking clearly and acting purposefully. It's the practice of saying no to the unnecessary, so you can say yes to what truly matters, whether that's deepening relationships, pursuing meaningful work, or simply enjoying the peace of a quiet moment. Simplicity doesn't mean living a life of emptiness or minimalism for its own sake. Rather, it's about creating space to think, to breathe, to live fully without being weighed down by the non-essential. It's the understanding that true richness comes not from having more, but from needing less, from finding joy and contentment in the simple things that are often overlooked in the rush for more. In our hyper-connected world, where we are constantly bombarded with information, choices, and demands, simplicity becomes a superpower. It's the ability to cut through the noise, to clear away the clutter, and to focus on the essence of life. It's the art of doing less but better, of living with intention rather than accumulation. So, embark on this journey of simplicity with curiosity and courage. Start small, perhaps by decluttering a single drawer, simplifying your daily schedule, or letting go of one lingering worry. Each step you take towards simplicity is a step towards clarity, peace, and a life lived in alignment with your true values. In the end, simplicity is not just about having less. It's about making room for more of what truly enriches your life. 5. Cultivate a growth mindset. Cultivate a growth mindset is the invitation to embrace life as a canvas of endless possibilities, where every challenge is a brushstroke and every setback is an opportunity to add depth and color to your masterpiece. It's about shifting from a fixed mindset, where you believe your abilities and intelligence are set in stone, to a growth mindset, where you see yourself as a dynamic, evolving being, capable of continuous learning and transformation. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast forest. To some, this forest is intimidating, full of unknown dangers and paths that lead nowhere. They see the dense trees and decide that it's better to stay where they are, safe in the open meadow, accepting the limitations of their current view. This is the fixed mindset, a belief that your skills, intelligence, and potential are predetermined and unchangeable, like the boundaries of a meadow surrounded by an impenetrable forest. But to others, this forest is an invitation. They see the same trees not as obstacles, but as opportunities to explore, discover new paths, and grow. Every step into the unknown is a chance to learn, every stumble a lesson in resilience. This is the growth mindset. It's the belief that no matter how thick the forest, no matter how challenging the terrain, you have the capacity to navigate it, to grow stronger, smarter, and more capable with each step you take. Carol Dweck, the psychologist who coined the term growth mindset, found that those who believe their abilities can be developed through effort, good strategies, and help from others tend to achieve more than those with a fixed mindset. This mindset not only drives motivation and achievement, but it also fosters a love of learning and a resilience that is essential for great accomplishment. But how do you cultivate this mindset? It starts with embracing the idea that your mind is a muscle, capable of growth and expansion. Just as you wouldn't expect to lift heavy weights without first building up your strength, you shouldn't expect to excel in new areas of your life without putting in the work to grow. Challenges become your training ground, mistakes your feedback, and perseverance your key to unlocking potential. Imagine the freedom that comes with this mindset. When you view challenges not as threats but as opportunities for growth, you transform your relationship with failure. Instead of seeing it as a dead end, you recognize it as a detour, a temporary setback that offers valuable lessons and insights. With a growth mindset, failure is no longer something to be feared but something to be embraced as a natural part of the learning process. This mindset empowers you to take risks, to step out of your comfort zone, and to tackle new experiences with curiosity rather than trepidation. It encourages you to seek feedback, to learn from others, and to continually push the boundaries of what you thought possible. Over time, you start to see evidence of your own growth. Skills that once seemed out of reach become second nature, and problems that once seemed insurmountable become stepping stones on your journey to mastery. The Stoics understood the power of this mindset long before it had a name. Seneca, the Roman philosopher, advised, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." This simple yet profound statement encapsulates the essence of a growth mindset. Life itself is a journey of continuous learning, And with each day comes the opportunity to grow, to adapt, and to become a better version of yourself. So, as you stand at the edge of your own metaphorical forest, ask yourself, will you stay in the safety of the meadow, or will you venture into the trees, confident in your ability to grow, learn, and thrive? Cultivating a growth mindset is your invitation to see life not as a series of fixed outcomes but as a canvas of infinite possibilities, where every challenge is an opportunity to add a new layer to the masterpiece that is your life. 6. Practice active listening. Practice active listening is the key to unlocking the hidden layers of meaning in every conversation, transforming mere exchanges of words into profound connections. In a world where everyone is eager to speak but few truly listen, active listening is a rare and powerful skill that allows you to tap into the unspoken currents beneath the surface of communication. It's not just about hearing words. It's about tuning into the symphony of emotions, intentions, and insights that lie within each interaction. Imagine a conversation as an iceberg. The words spoken are just the tip, visible, clear, and easily understood. But beneath those words lies a vast expanse of meaning, emotions, and unexpressed thoughts that are often missed in casual listening. Most people skim the surface, reacting to what's said without diving deeper. But the active listener is different. They plunge beneath the surface, seeking to understand not just what is being said, but why it's being said, and what lies beneath the words. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, once observed, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This insight speaks to the heart of active listening, recognizing that every person you interact with is offering you a unique window into their world, shaped by their experiences, emotions, and perceptions. To truly connect with others, you must go beyond the surface, beyond the words, and seek to understand their perspective. Active listening begins with presence. In a world filled with distractions, phones buzzing, thoughts racing, it's easy to let your mind wander while someone is speaking. But active listening requires you to be fully present, to give your undivided attention to the person in front of you. It's about making a conscious decision to tune out the noise of the world and focus entirely on the speaker, signaling with your body language, eye contact, and silence that you are truly engaged. But presence is just the beginning. The real power of active listening lies in your ability to engage with the speaker's words, emotions, and underlying messages. This means listening not just with your ears, but with your mind and heart. It's about being curious, asking questions that invite deeper exploration, and reflecting back what you've heard to ensure understanding. It's about sensing the pauses, the hesitations, the changes in tone that reveal more than the words themselves. When you practice active listening, you become a mirror for the speaker, reflecting their thoughts and feelings back to them in a way that helps them see themselves more clearly. This not only deepens your understanding but also fosters a sense of connection and trust. The speaker feels heard, not just at a surface level, but at a deeper, more meaningful one. This is where true communication happens, where ideas are exchanged, emotions are understood, and connections are forged. Active listening is also an exercise in humility. It requires you to set aside your own judgments, preconceptions, and desire to speak, allowing the other person's perspective to take center stage. It's about being open to the possibility that what you hear may challenge your own views or expand your understanding. In this way, active listening becomes a tool for personal growth, as it exposes you to new ideas and perspectives that you might otherwise miss. In relationships, whether personal or professional, active listening is the cornerstone of effective communication. It's the difference between a conversation that merely passes time and one that builds bonds, resolves conflicts, and fosters mutual respect. By practicing active listening, you become a person others feel comfortable opening up to, knowing that their words will be valued, their emotions respected, and their perspectives understood. So, the next time you find yourself in a conversation, challenge yourself to go beyond the surface. Dive deep into the words being spoken, explore the emotions behind them, and listen with the intent to understand, not just to respond. In doing so, you'll discover that every conversation holds the potential for profound connection, insight, and growth, if only you take the time to truly listen. In today's complex world, where distractions abound and communication often feels rushed, these Stoic lessons serve as timeless guides. They remind us that by integrating practices like active listening, stillness, and focusing on what we can control, we can enhance our mental clarity and strengthen our resilience against life's inevitable challenges. Before you leave, take a moment to reflect. If these ideas spark something within you, whether it's newfound clarity or a deeper sense of purpose, show your support by subscribing and hitting the notification bell. Your engagement fuels this community, inspiring the creation of more transformative insights. And don't forget, let's keep the conversation going. Drop a comment below. If you're unsure what to say, simply write, "I think clearly." Your reflections and experiences add richness to this space, helping create a beacon of wisdom for those seeking clarity in a world that often feels clouded by chaos. Together, we can learn, grow, and pave the way for a brighter, more enlightened future.